The Subaru Forester is already a household name within the market of off-road capable small SUVs. But the primary criticism about this vehicle is that it's a bit lethargic, and it has been that way for quite a long time. But with the recent hybrid upgrade, oh boy, you might change your mind about this Subaru. Hello everyone, this is Scott from CarlandTV. It's time to get in the front seat as today, I'm about to give you a quick rundown on the new 2025 Forester and see what it can do. Before I start, I would really appreciate it if you would push those buttons below, the subscribe button, the notification bell, all of them. This is not necessary, but those little clicks help a brother out. Plus, it pushes me to give you more valuable car-related content on your screen. Now buckle up, and let's get back to the video. I gotta say, the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid is exactly what I expected Subaru to do, and that's a damn good thing. They didn't go overboard trying to reinvent the wheel. Instead, they took the same practical, go-anywhere small SUV that's been a hit for years and finally gave it a hybrid powertrain. You still have that classic Forester vibe, tall greenhouse for great visibility, solid ground clearance, and full-time symmetrical all-wheel drive that's actually useful when the weather turns ugly. What's new is the gas-electric setup that smooths out city driving and bumps up the fuel economy, which is a big win for commuters. It's not trying to be a flashy RAV4 hybrid or pack-in crazy power, like the CR-V Sport Touring Hybrid, but if you're someone who just wants a reliable, all-weather daily with decent mileage and room for dogs, bikes, or camping gear, this one's gonna check all the boxes. Subaru stuck to what it knows, and honestly, that's what makes this new Forester Hybrid so appealing. Alright, now that I've got covered, I want to talk about what's under the hood of the 2025 Subaru Forester. Because this year's setup is a bit of old-school Subaru mixed with some fresh electrified tech. If you're sticking with the standard gas version, it's running a 2.5-liter flat-4 boxer engine. Yeah, the same basic layout Subaru's been using for years because it works. It's pushing out 180 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque, which isn't wild, but it gets the job done for commuting, hauling stuff, and tackling the occasional trail. It's paired with Subaru's Lineartronic CVT with an 8-speed manual mode you can flick through with paddles, and as always, you get symmetrical all-wheel drive standard, so don't need to pay extra like you do with some of the other guys. Now, the big news for 2025 is the Forester Hybrid. Subaru finally brought some real hybrid hardware to the lineup, and it's not just a mild assist. This new setup pairs the same 2.5-liter Atkinson cycle boxer engine with 2 electric motors and a lithium-ion battery. Total output jumps to 194 horsepower, which gives it a bit more zip than the gas model, especially around town. The hybrid system is tuned for everyday driving. It has smooth takeoffs, quiet cruising, and better fuel economy. Subaru says you'll get up to 40% better mileage in the city versus the regular Forester, and the EPA backs that up with a 35 miles per gallon city and 35 miles per gallon combined estimate. I want to emphasize that it's a big jump, especially if you're doing a lot of stop-and-go driving. The hybrid doesn't just sip fuel, as it has solid range too. With a full tank, you're looking at up to 581 miles of range, which is way better than most gas-only compact SUVs out there. But there's one trade-off though, and that's how to make room for the battery. Subaru ditched the spare tire in the hybrid models. Not ideal, but something to keep in mind. You do still get 8.7 inches of ground clearance, so it's not like they nerfed its trail chops. And yeah, both powertrains come with X mode and hill descent control, so whether you're climbing a snowy hill or crawling down a muddy fire road, you're covered. Of course, I am honest in everything that's about cars, so when I say that the 2025 Forester Hybrid is a solid upgrade, it's indeed a damn solid upgrade. This thing rides smoother than any Forester I've driven before. Subaru didn't go crazy with redesigns, but they stiffened the chassis and loaded it with extra sound deadening, and you can really feel it. Even with the same McPherson front and double wishbone rear suspension setup, the ride feels tighter, quieter, and just more refined. Bumps get soaked up nicely without feeling floaty, and on rough pavement, it doesn't get rattly or unsettled like some of the older models. Well, its hybrid powertrain is definitely ain't neck-snapping, but honestly perfect for what this car is trying to be. The hybrid system doesn't feel sluggish off the line, and it blends power from gas and electric pretty smoothly. Around town, it's real quiet. You would barely hear any engine noise creeping into the cabin, and the region braking helps it feel planted, especially in stop-and-go traffic. Of course, it wouldn't be a Subaru if it didn't come with a standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. That's baked in, no matter what trim you're in, and it's one of the main reasons this thing still stands out in a crowded compact SUV market. It's predictable, it's confident, and paired with X mode, so it handles snow, dirt, and gravel with optimal efficiency. The X mode basically takes over the throttle, torque distribution, and traction control so you don't have to feather the gas climbing out of a slick driveway or a muddy trail. Plus, you've got hill descent control if you're pointed downhill and don't want to ride the brakes. Ground clearance, as I mentioned, is still a legit 8.7 inches. That's more than most crossovers, hybrid or not. I wouldn't call it a hardcore off-roader, but if you're running backcountry roads, fire trails, or you're just living in a snowbelt state, the Forester Hybrid is going to get you where you need to go. The stock 225/55 R18 all-season tires are decent, but if you're doing serious trail miles, swap on a set of ATs and you're good to go. The 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid also brings a sharp refresh to both its exterior styling and interior execution, building on Forester's go-anywhere reputation, while bringing in modern touches and improved cabin materials. Starting at $36,000 for the premium hybrid and going up to $44,000 for the touring hybrid, before the $1,500 destination charge. This hybrid variant is aimed at buyers who want better fuel economy without giving up Subaru's standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and rugged practicality. Visually, it still looks very much like a Forester, but with some sleeker surfacing and a wider stance plus some hybrid-specific elements. There's a hybrid-exclusive Daybreak Blue Pearl paint option that pops under sunlight, and if you go for the touring, you can even spec it with a contrast black roof and crystal black silica. The fender cladding is slightly more pronounced for added durability, and both front and rear fascias have been revised with LED lighting and a more sculpted grille design. Hybrid badges on the liftgate and front doors keep the look subtle but distinct. Each trim gets its own wheel design. Premium hybrids ride on 18-inch alloys, while the touring hybrid steps up to 19-inch aluminum alloy wheels with a dark gray finish. Wheel arches are still lined with thick cladding, which isn't just for looks. It actually helps protect against rock chips and trail rash. From the rear, the taillights have a new C-shape signature, and the rear gate opening remains wide and squared off, making it easy to load gear or groceries. Inside, the cabin takes a big leap in both refinement and tech. All 2025 Forester hybrids now come standard with an 11.6-inch high-res touchscreen running the latest Subaru Starlink infotainment system. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are built in, and there's even a wireless charging pad plus available Harman Kardon audio for those who want a premium sound setup. One standout is the new 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, which replaces traditional dials and adds hybrid-specific info like real-time energy flow and efficiency stats. The layout is clean and easy to read, with customizable views depending on your preferences. Material quality has also been upgraded. The premium hybrid uses StarTex, which is Subaru's animal-free, water-repellent upholstery that feels like soft synthetic leather, which is ideal if you're a dog owner, hiker, or someone who tends to drag the outdoors inside. The touring trim steps it up with real leather seating surfaces and ultra-suede inserts, adding a bit more plushness and grip. Soft-touch materials now cover more of the dash and door panels, and there's subtle bronze or dark silver accenting around vents and controls depending on trim level. Despite being a hybrid, Subaru didn't sacrifice any passenger or cargo space. There's still 107.6 cubic feet of passenger volume and up to 69 cubic feet of cargo capacity, with the rear seats folded flat. The rear seats themselves fold 60-40, and the cargo floor remains low and wide thanks to the smart placement of the battery pack beneath the floor. You do lose the spare tire in hybrid trims because of that battery, but the cargo volume is otherwise unaffected. And yes, you can still fit camping gear, bikes, or Costco hauls without a problem. What really impressed me about the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid, aside from the smoother hybrid drive, is how packed it is with legit safety gear. Subaru's been killing it in this department for years, and they didn't hold back here. Every trim comes with the newest version of EyeSight, and this isn't just your basic lane keep assist setup. It has dual-color cameras up by the windshield that constantly scan the road. And for 2025, they widened the view and boosted the image recognition, so it sees more and reacts quicker than ever. Whether you're in traffic or cruising a mountain pass, it's looking out for you. They also added something called automatic emergency steering, which is actually pretty cool. If the car senses you're about to rear-end someone and braking alone won't cut it, it can gently steer you around the obstacle if there's room. It works alongside pre-collision braking, which basically slams on the brakes if you space out and don't react. And there's pre-collision throttle management too. If you accidentally hit the gas instead of the brake, we've all been there, it'll cut the power to avoid making a bad situation worse. At $36,000 to start, it's not the cheapest hybrid on the block, but you're getting a lot of capability that most of the competition can't touch, especially when you factor in standard AWD and ground clearance. Subaru stuck to its roots with this one. It's still a Forester through and through, just quieter, smoother, and way better at the pump. If you want something that's comfortable for daily driving but won't flinch when the pavement ends, this thing checks all the right boxes.